I'm going to leave that in. Get your streaming devices ready, ladies and gentlemen. Load it up and press play. This is Netflix and Chill with Tom and Reuben.
What is up, everybody?
Oh, man. So, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. What's it been? A couple weeks. And, here we are.
Again, live in the studio. Last
time we were a little bit...
we were remote.
Are we going to tell people we cheated?
Yeah, we totally cheated. we were Netflix and chilling in our own abodes, but you guys would have never known because I'm a master at my craft.
Well, we're an hour away from each other, give or take, and I couldn't get here that night, so...
Yeah.
And by the way, tonight was a pain in the ass getting here.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
What a fucking...
Dude, 59 is a clusterfuck right now.
59's a disaster. People suck. Nobody knows how to fucking turn left. I mean, seriously, man. There was about 4 times I wanted to get in my car and just punch people.
Yeah, I usually do that.
Oh, God.
Or I try to, or feel like it. Well, I don't try to. I think about it often.
And your neighbor's having a party.
My neighbor's an asshole.
And the big yellow truck isn't there, so I passed your house twice.
Oh, because you didn't have the point of reference.
Because I didn't have the yellow truck for reference. And I'm looking for your address. I'm like, what the I'm squinting. I can't see shit.
Yeah.
Man. It's dark. You got like one light on your whole street.
I know. It's like we have like the most like a horror movie could be filmed on my block.
Yeah.
Like totally could be filmed on my block.
Yeah, probably could. Which would be okay. I don't mind that.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But so this week, Tom had assigned us a movie called Creep. And I'm going to let you take the reins on this one.
So this was Creep with Mark Duplass. It was...
that dude is like one of those character actors that's been in a bunch of shit.
He is. He's in a bunch of stuff. I actually heard an interview with him recently, and he's still doing... He does a bunch of these like art house movies and stuff, and that's really what this one was.
See, I knew him from the Mindy Project.
Yeah. Oh, okay, from the Mindy Project?
Yeah, he played he was part of the douchebag holistic doctors that practiced one floor above the Mindy's gynecological office.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I really recognized him from. I'm like, oh, because he had that face. I'm like, oh, where do I know this fucking dude from?
Fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Creep is kind of his... well, I guess it's got a huge cult following. I don't know what year it's from. I don't remember. I just tried to look it up, but I'm not going to bother because the phone's making noise in the thing. But I know it's like 92% on Rotten Tomatoes and like a 6.3 on IMDb, which I thought was low. No? Uh-oh. Well, this movie is...
This might be our first what do you call it?
Disagreement?
Yeah, I think so.
This movie is fucked up.
Yeah.
I thought this was fucking weird. First of all, I don't think we're going to spoil the end. I'm going to try really hard not to spoil the end.
Wait. Hold on. This movie came out in 2014.
2014.
We can spoil the end. I don't care.
Well, I'm going to try not to spoil the end. If Reuben spoils the end...
The end was the best part of the whole movie. Like, they could have cut out... It was an hour and 32 minutes long?
No, it was like an hour and 20. It was
Jesus
really
Christ.
short.
It felt like it was 17 hours long. I swear to God, I was watching an uncut version of War and Peace.
Okay. Yeah, it did feel long, given that it was only 20 minutes. And
okay.
I think it felt long. So, all right, the movie starts. The whole premise of the story is that Mark Duplass's character, what the fuck is his name?
I don't know, Chadley Dicklicken. I don't know.
Joseph.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mark Duplass's character puts an ad out for a videographer to come and videotape a day in his life. And
because he's got a kid or something.
Well, Duplass plays Joseph, and then Patrick Brice, who is also the director and the writer, I think.
He had to.
Or he's the writer.
Did they really have a fucking writer on this movie?
Yes, they had to.
No.
Well, I think so.
No. I did some reading.
All right. You did some reading?
I did some reading.
Was a lot of it ad-libbed?
It would have had to have been.
I think so too.
It would have had to have been. Like they gave them they had the premise. So this is like a quote unquote found footage.
It's a found footage type of film. There's also a sequel.
There's
going to be a part 3 too.
Guess what? 2 movies Reuben's not watching. Fuck that noise. Like I am so absolutely done with found footage movies.
Yeah, I did not like the fact that it was a found footage movie at all. And I knew it was going into it. I think we mentioned it last time around. I knew it was going into it that it was a found footage thing. I didn't like that, and that's why, quite honestly, that's why I avoided it. Because it's been in my Netflix queue for months.
Right.
And I've avoided it because I knew it was found footage, and I'm just fucking done with those. I didn't even really like the Blair Witch. So I fucking don't like
there have been a couple found footage movies that have been okay, like Cloverfield. Cloverfield, I think, was really well done.
Except for that it gave me a headache.
Well, because it was shaky as shit.
It was really bad.
That's the worst part about a found footage film. I don't get motion sickness from them, but I'm just like, for fuck's sake, just get a goddamn tripod or a steady cam.
They corrected that in this. It wasn't real jumpy.
Jerky.
It wasn't real. It didn't give you that headache feeling like you got in Cloverfield. Cloverfield was so bad in terms of that. But I love the movie.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the jumpiness of it. But so he hires. So Duplass's character Joseph hires Aaron, who's Patrick Brice, who's the writer director of this, and it, like Reuben said, it's a found footage kind of thing. But like I said, I avoided it for months because of that, but I thought it's got such a huge cult. It's like 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, you know what else has a huge cult following? The Room. And apparently that movie sucks balls.
I have never seen The Room.
Well, that's what they made the great... What was that movie that came out over the summer with...
Star Wars.
No. The escape artist or the one with
I know which one you're talking about.
James Franco.
Oh wait, I don't know which one you're. Yeah. The Houdini thing.
No. It was
he wasn't Houdini. It was fuck.
No.
All right, you look it up.
Yeah.
Right. At any rate, so
fucking bullshit.
This movie opens with Patrick Brice, driving to...
He got off of a Craigslist ad of some
He got
type.
off of some kind of Craigslist ad or something. This ad to, like I said, Mark Duplass is hiring a videographer to come and videotape him for a day in the life. He doesn't really know why at this point, and he's driving to the thing, and he's videotaped himself driving.
Why would you videotape yourself
I was
driving?
just going to say that. Here is one of my big problems with... Ooh. Hello.
Yeah, sorry. R2-D2 is pissed off at this movie, too.
Here is one of my big problems with found footage movies. There are so many times...
The exposition makes no sense.
Why the fuck... You wouldn't be filming... Like, throughout this movie... We could tell the whole story of this movie in about 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? Aaron shows up, Duplass does really weird shit for an hour, and then the fucking end comes. And when the big reveal and the big... twisty thingy, whatever. But anyway,
barely a twist.
It's barely a twist, and it's barely a reveal. But throughout the movie, Duplass is doing fucking weird ass shit. First of all,
I'm sorry, Disaster Artist.
Okay, Disaster Artist.
And it was about the movie The Room, which has a huge cult following. It was one of the longest production movies that's out there. Cost the most. It's like a crazy
Okay.
But the guy couldn't act. The movie makes no sense. They do Rocky Horror Picture Show style screenings of it in L.A.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of these massive cult following movies.
Huh.
So, but I
haven't seen it.
Yeah, they ended up making a movie about it, about the making of that movie.
Okay.
A making of.
Well, that's fucking weird.
But it was apparently the making of movie was fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than the movie itself.
The actual movie itself. and they had Wiseau's blessing on it. I think he may have even made a cameo or two. Anyway, back to the movie. So, yes, you bring up a great point about found footage movies. Why the fuck are you filming yourself driving to this guy's house? And then later throughout the movie, when really fucked up weird shit is happening, he's still walking around with the goddamn camera.
I know.
Look,
I understand the point of us. The point of you filming this is for us to see this, but it just doesn't make any sense. It's illogical.
Fucking worst. Dude, the first time, I don't care how much you get paid. The first time some really whack ass shit happens,
goodbye.
I'm out the fucking door.
I'm fucking gone.
There's this one scene, maybe 30 minutes in, where he goes down into the basement. Like, the dude runs off. Like, Duplass's character runs off, goes downstairs, and puts on this werewolf mask and just stands there like a fucking weirdo.
He just stands in front of the door, blocking the door.
I'd have kicked him in the balls.
Kicking him in his nuts and I'm
left.
leaving.
I'm out. Fuck
and
you,
I
this
don't give a
movie's
fuck
over.
if he's got my keys or not. I'm fucking running.
I will
home.
run and call a fucking Uber.
You goddamn right.
You have the camera. It's yours.
You can have all my shit. I know where you live. I'm fucking leaving.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. The whole thing. I mean, I guess you kind of have to suspend belief, and this is one that I don't even know we can go scene by scene because really scene by scene doesn't even matter.
No,
it did succeed at one thing. I will say this.
Boring the fuck out of me?
The premise, the whole idea behind it was to make you feel uncomfortable. And I was fucking uncomfortable through the whole movie.
I wasn't.
Really?
No. I was just like... Because apparently in my readings on IMDb, it was originally meant to be a black comedy. So, and like, they were shooting it and just trying to do this, that, and the other, and they were workshopping ideas.
Okay.
And Duplass's friends were like, oh, dude, this is a horror movie. Proving once again, never listen to your friends.
Don't listen to your... It would have been better as a dark comedy. I will say that.
Yeah, but it wasn't even funny. Like, Duplass's character was just awkward, and, like, you almost felt sorry for him.
You did.
Like he was just this pathetic guy that, like, he just needed a friend. You know?
And I don't get the phone call. Like, okay.
The sister's phone call?
Yeah. So Aaron drives to the place, and this was also very weird. When Aaron first gets there, he walks up the stairs, and he
filming himself as he's
walking up the stairs,
like it's a fucking Facebook Live video,
right? And he looks down, and there at the base of the stairs, in an area where there's clearly like firewood have been chopped and that kind of thing, there's an axe. Mm-hmm. And he zooms in on the axe as if, oh, it's so fucking weird that there's
it's firewood.
There's a whole bunch of fucking firewood there. He should have an axe around. You're in the middle of the country. You're in the middle of nowhere.
Hold on. That's some heavy-handed foreshadowing, sir.
Well, we learn that.
Fucking
right?
Bullshit. They should never allow people to make movies.
Yeah, it's, you know... Do you need to pick that up?
No. Like, this movie has me so, like, agitated that, like, I'm playing with a fidget spinner to the point where, like, I had said at one point that I would never play with one of those things.
I didn't think it... Okay, for the record, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was okay. I thought it served well in the idea that it made me uncomfortable. It made me pretty uncomfortable throughout the movie. I don't know if, though, I was uncomfortable like you. I don't know if I was uncomfortable because Duplass's character was just so weird and awkward, and I felt bad for him. Yeah, or if I was uncomfortable because I was waiting for the reveal to see, like, is he a serial killer? Is he not a serial killer?
Like, I didn't like
fuck?
it's just. But the whole serial killer thing, like the whole like you're in danger, didn't even pop up until the sister calls.
Only at that point do you, and which is weird too, that like the sister calls and like,
like she's checking in on her brher. I get that,
but sister calling makes no sense with the end of the movie.
Well, not only that, if the sister was calling, why did Aaron pick up the phone? It wasn't even his fucking phone.
It wasn't even his phone. It was Duplass's phone because he had drug. Okay, to continue through the movie, right? So, and I hope you've seen this. Again, I'm going to try not to spoil the end.
They've had 2 weeks. They've had 2 weeks.
So he drives there. The whole him getting there is this awkward, weird thing. You already get the sense that Duplass is awkward because he doesn't answer the door right away. Aaron starts to leave, and then the guy in it, he like jumps out. It's like, oh, and that's another thing. Like, I fucking hate jump scares.
There was no cheap jump scares in this movie.
Well, they tried to, but they're cheap.
Failed miserably.
Well, because you knew they were coming. It was so obvious that the jump scare was coming.
Yeah.
But so he gets there, and then you discover that Duplass's character has. He has cancer, and he has a son on the way.
And he got inspiration from My Life,
from
the
My
movie
Life.
with.
He has a son on the way, or a child on the way.
Yeah,
and
My Life with Michael Keaton was a fucking wonderful.
Was movie. A very good movie.
Yeah,
this was not as good a movie, right?
At all.
I thought it was. Again, I disagree. I thought it was decent. But anyway, so he gets there, and Duplass is acting all fucking weird, and at one point then. he like disappears and runs away, and then he's standing in front of the door with this werewolf mask on.
And then he makes up some
fucking story about the werewolf being, what the fuck name did he give the werewolf? I don't even remember.
I don't know, Tootie Patootie. I don't know. What the fuck.
The werewolf
like
had a
werewolf
name.
McWerewolfy face. I have no idea. Like he just
face.
And then he was like, "Oh, I did this." Like I can't remember his explanation.
He said it was when he was a kid, his father or something. And,
I don't know.
But then it's like they go back and forth again. I like I said, I think you can tell the whole story of this movie in like 6 seconds. So I don't think we're going to spend a lot of time going scene by scene.
This is going to be like a half-hour episode.
But yeah, but then getting to the point with the sister's phone call. So then you're into this movie where you're starting to get the impression that something ain't right. Now you don't know really what it is. Is Duplass? Is he special needs? Is he stupid? Is he what? Is he maybe he's an escaped mental patient?
You know what he
kind of
reminded me of? Like, have you ever watched Last Man on Earth on Fox? He reminded me of what's his name's character?
Okay, I know who you're thinking of the main character.
The main character.
Yeah,
reminded because it was just like, I'm going to be funny, haha, almost like a really bad Michael Scott.
Right, which I think he was trying to do on purpose. I think it was the character. I think he was trying to do that on purpose to try and be as awkward and, well, the whole name of the movie is Creep. I think he wanted to be as creepy and weird as he could.
See, but I didn't.
And he
find
did
that
okay
creepy.
with that.
I didn't think it was creepy.
I was uncomfortable through a lot of the movie.
You know what though? I personally know people who are like that are just awkward.
That awkward and weird.
And like I was just like, oh, this is just, it's sad. I mean, it's weird, but like I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, and maybe that's why I felt uncomfortable, because I felt bad for him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, man, I almost felt like I think he's freaking special needs. I think there's something wrong.
Like there's
something wrong in the head.
Well, there was no third act to this movie whatsoever. There were 2 acts, and then like an end scene.
And then there was an end scene. I suppose you could call the end scene the
third act, but it wasn't even really like fleshed out.
It wasn't.
So like they go through all of this shit, and then like Aaron finally.
Well, the sister calls.
Yeah,
and this is weird.
Why didn't he leave after she called?
Well, why doesn't he leave? Because the sister calls, and she's like, "Oh, where's Yosef?" And he's like, "Well, Yosef is asleep or something." And she's like, "Well, who are you?" "Well, I'm the videographer." "Well, videographer? Yeah, Yosef hired me because he wanted a video for his son or something." And then she acts like all stunned. "His son? What? Listen, you need to leave right now."
Yeah.
"What? You need to go. Am I in danger? You just need to leave. My brother
has
problems." Okay? Which, in light of the end of the movie, and we'll get to that in a second, in light of the end of the movie, this whole phone call doesn't make any sense at all.
No.
Like, if she knows her brother has problems, there's no way her brother is who he is at the end of the movie. Right. There's just no fucking way.
Right. So who is this chick that calls?
Right. So
somebody who's complicit in what's going on.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's somebody who's, I don't know. Maybe we find out in Creep 2. I don't know. Maybe the answer's there.
But the weird thing is, like, he doesn't play the same character in Creep 2.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, it's a totally different different plot?
Yeah, Duplass is in it, but he doesn't play Yosef.
See, and here's the thing. I like Mark Duplass, and I like some of his like more art housey movies. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Blue Jay.
No.
Blue Jay, I think, is a really, really well done movie. I think it's maybe I just connect to it, I guess. Sure. I don't know, but it's just so it's very emotional, but and he's really good in it. And what's her name? Who's in that? I forget who's in Blue Jay with him.
All right.
Shit.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't remember. What were you gonna say?
I just looked up Creep 2. A video artist looking for work drives to a remote house in a forest to meet a man claiming to be a serial killer. But after agreeing to spend the day with him, she soon realizes that she made a deadly mistake. So basically, it's the exact same fucking movie, just gender swap.
Just gender.
And Mark Duplass plays a character named Aaron. So does he assume?
So he's the videographer in
yes,
this one,
because
no, he must be the serial killer.
Yeah, because Patrick Brice claims, or his character is old Aaron.
Well, okay, maybe it's because Yeah, maybe it's because Duplass didn't write this, and this Patrick Brice, I guess, was the writer of Creep. I don't know.
They both wrote. They were both the writers on the.
Well, see, this is what I'm saying. I like Mark Duplass. I like his movies.
I like the stuff that I've seen him in, but like at the same time, it's just
Sarah Paulson, by the way, is his co-star in Blue Jay.
She's good. I like her in American Horror Story.
She's good in American Horror Story. I'm bleeding because I scratched my leg.
Blood all over my house.
No.
Dirty bastard.
It'll be fine.
Well, I'm clear for hepatitis. I've been vaccinated. We're good to go.
So this phone call comes, and then shit just gets weirder. Duplass disappears for a while, and then he shows up.
And then Aaron's just hanging out in the house.
Well, and then Aaron finally gets out and leaves and goes home because Duplass has his keys.
Yeah.
Right? And then he gets his keys back or something. I don't even remember how he got his keys back.
I don't even think he got his keys back. He just went the fuck home.
He just left.
Yeah.
And then Duplass stalks him.
Yeah.
At home.
For like the rest of the movie.
For the rest of the movie,
and
which is like the last
weird
25 minutes. Sends him weird gifts
packages.
And videos and shit. And this is another thing. I'm so tired of movies. Look, I have my own problems with police in general. But the fact that in this movie the police were like they were
Zero
the most
help.
incompetent fucks. They were just terrible.
Yeah, they're
like there's
close. Like if there's no threat to your life, like immediate threat, we can't really do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
But I think that might actually be the law, though. Like unless you like have physical evidence, I don't think.
Okay, that is the law, probably. However, I know from personal experience there are things that the police can do to...
You could have filed a restraining order.
Could have filed some kind of restraining order. Well, so our car was hit in a grocery store parking lot.
Okay.
When we called the police to say, look, car got hit in a grocery... They were like, well, it's a grocery store. It's private property. I can't do anything. I can't ticket anybody, whatever. Well, I have a license plate of who hit me.
Right.
Doesn't matter. I can't do anything, whatever. What I can do, if you want me to, is I can go over there and I can just talk to them and say like, look, this is that, and kind of maybe put the fear of God into them with the badge and stuff.
Right.
So the police can do something even if they can't really do anything. You know what I mean? In this case, they were like, oh, you're fucked.
Right.
Like, wait, no, dude. I'm afraid this guy might kill me. Until he kills you, we can't do anything.
See, like for me, and then there was that weird scene where like...
I'm going to take this off because I feel like I'm muffled.
No, I can hear you just fine.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it just sounds like... It's like you're polishing your knob over there.
Well, listen, you weren't supposed to hear that.
Oh, okay. But like, there was the one scene where like it's in the middle of the night and some shit goes off. Like it goes total Blair Witch. Like
yes,
he throws something at the house and he's like, "Is anybody there?" Like anybody's gonna be like, "No, just us killers." Like
that was all fucking weird too.
Really? Why are you gonna just?
Well, and why is the video camera running?
Well, he was talking. He was doing like a real world type.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I'm in bed.
Yeah,
and I've got the flashlight on my face, so you know that I'm giving you a. I'm giving you a confessional.
I look all Blair Witchy.
Fuck this.
The more we talk, the more I'm not liking this.
Yeah, and then like he like fucks off camera for a second, and you see Duplass's Yosef character comes up and tries to be all creepy Michael Myers at the door.
Yeah,
and then like. Aaron walks, and he's just standing there for a couple minutes. And, like, Aaron walks back into the room, and he fucks off, like, real quick. Like, it would have been more creepy if Aaron would have just, like, went back to bed, and Yosef was still at the door watching him. Yeah. That would have been way more creepy.
Yeah, I will say there was, even though, like I said, I was uncomfortable for a lot of this movie, I think I was uncomfortable primarily because of I didn't really know what was going on with this Yosef character. And also I was uncomfortable. I think it was an anxious uncomfortable. Like, what is going to fucking happen here?
That's the thing.
But that was it.
Such a build-up.
Right.
And no payoff whatsoever.
Well, the payoff at the end was...
Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that in a minute. But what I was going to say was there's not a single scare, not a single moment, not a single time in this movie where I think the scares or the creeps or whatever were unexpected.
No.
In every case, when he had the camera on laying there in bed, you knew
this
fucker's in the house. Of course he's in the fucking house.
Well, then it's like,
and then you're just sitting there waiting. When's he going to jump out? Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
There was no point in which, like, yeah, it might have been weird and awkward, but there was never a single point in the movie where I felt that Yosef was truly sinister.
No, neither did I. I kind of, in the back of my head, I kind of had that, like, well, what if he is a fucking nut? You know, it was like,
well, you knew he was a nut, but like,
what if he's like what if he's
nut?
A violent nut?
You
right?
never got that.
It was only in the back of my head. I honestly, throughout the whole movie, I agree with you. It was probably maybe less than 10% of what was going on in my brain thought this guy's violent and he's fucking crazy.
Right. And then to top it all off, then you've got.
Although when the videos started coming to his house, I started waiting for like, is there going to be a fucking like, is he going to cut a dog's head off or some shit?
He's going to
crazy?
stand there and tuck his cock between his leg and like,
right.
Would you fuck me?
Puts the lotion in the basket.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. You know, there was none of that. And then like it reminded me, like this whole movie reminded me of Paranormal Activity 1 through 712, where like you're just, it's all like security camera footage. There's nothing really going on. Every now and again, they'd do a time lapse of a bedroom at midnight, and you'd see like the cover of a book would flutter open. Oh my God, I'm so scared. There's the fluttery book.
Yeah.
And then like at the very end, finally, you see somebody like fall down a staircase, and then that's the end of the movie. Like I've watched like 3 of the 974 fucking Paranormal Activity movies to my detriment, and never once have I ever been like really truly like jump scared at all. Like not even like creeped out a bit. I'm like,
yeah.
All right, fast forward. Maybe I can fast forward this time lapse to make it even faster because this is stupid. Oh look, there's an oscillating fan and it oscillates for 10 minutes.
I only saw the first one and I was unimpressed with it. I don't know how it had. I know how it had so many sequels because
they're dirt cheap.
Well, they're cheap to make and people are fucking sheep. But yeah, I didn't care much for Paranormal Activity. This I thought was better than the first Paranormal Activity. Again,
well, how was it compared to Paranormal Activity 432?
I didn't see
The Awakening.
I didn't see Paranormal Activity 432
or Paranormal Activity 2: The Electric Boogaloo.
I thought this was better than Paranormal Activity. I thought it was comparable. Actually, no, I take that back. I thought it was better than the original Blair Witch.
Okay.
Only because, like with the original Blair Witch, I think what made the Blair Witch Project movie, or whatever the fuck it is, I think what made that interesting was initially people actually wondered, like,
was it real?
Is this real?
Yeah, because
it was the first of its kind. It was whatever. Once you knew it wasn't real, dude. The first time I saw Blair Witch, I already knew the whole story. I knew the background. I knew all the publicity around it and everything. So it didn't interest me.
But still, even though like you knew all that last scene where the guy's just standing in the fucking corner,
dumb.
Really? I think that's, to me,
standing in the corner, whacking off in the corner.
I don't know what the fuck he was doing in the corner, but like she called his name like 2 or 3 times, and he just stood there in the corner.
Just stood there. It was a little creepy.
That was fuck that.
Yeah,
that was creepy.
Yeah, it was a little creepy.
This movie was like an awkward parody of a creepy movie.
This movie
was a bad SNL sketch.
It was just I think it was meant to make you feel uncomfortable, and I was uncomfortable for a lot of the movie. If I was uncomfortable because I was waiting to see what was next, or I was uncomfortable because I was just waiting for the payoff, or I was uncomfortable because I wanted to know, like, is Duplass going to be? Is he gonna be a fucking nut or what? Like, for whatever reason, I was uncomfortable, and I had that itchy feeling watching it. I didn't feel good watching the movie, and I think that was the point.
Yeah, and then like
the payoff sucked though. The payoff fucking blew chunks. It was fucking horrible.
The last 30 seconds of the film were probably my favorite 30 seconds. Well, no, not the last 30 seconds, but like the last bit of the
scene
movie.
In the park.
That was probably the best.
Actually, that was a good scene. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like the way it ended.
It finally got to the point where like Duplass is sending him like all these.
So we're gonna spoil the end.
Fuck yes, dude.
If you haven't seen the end, pause this now.
Go
watch the movie. Spend an hour and 20 minutes. Watch the movie, and then come back.
So
please continue.
All right. So then like he keeps sending Aaron all these weird DVDs of him, like. and gifts, and like he was just like, when you did this
locket, he sent
this locket, like, when you did this and threw it away, it was okay, but this locket, like, I put time and effort into it, and like he was like in love with him, like, and he was even like, look, I'm sorry, like I don't have friends, and this is very hard for me.
I felt so bad for him at that point.
Totally. And then like he's like, look, we'll meet at this park. I just want to talk, and this will be the last of it. And if I just want to talk, it's in a very open public place.
Yeah.
Please meet me here. And then like Aaron's like, oh, I feel really bad. I feel like a dick. I'm going to go.
Well, at that point, you would have felt like a dick, because I would have felt like a dick, too, because I would have felt like, here's this really fucking awkward,
sad
geeky dude who has no friends because he's so awkward and geeky. Like, and I treated him like shit. I threw his fucking shit away, and all he's trying to do is make a friend, as weird as he is.
Right.
Fuck. Maybe I should go and meet him at the park.
So then, like, he goes... He drives his ass to the fucking park like a dumbass, and he sits down like on a park bench.
On a park bench, looking at the lake with his back to the entire park, but he's got a video camera facing himself
in the car.
Again, I think it's because film footage movies are stupid.
Yeah.
Because they have to. Because as much as we try to make it a found footage movie, it still has to be filmed for the audience, and not for being a footage
That's
film.
why I think like Blair Witch really worked, because there was no like, I'm going to set the camera here and go do something else. Like they had the cameras on them the entire time.
Yeah, there were still a lot of times though where I would have asked like, why the fuck are you still filming?
Yeah.
But I guess because they were doing a documentary.
They needed us, and like I've done a documentary before. It was failed. I didn't finish it, but like you have to shoot a lot of shit for a documentary.
Yeah. Well, you got to shoot a lot of shit, and you're shooting hours and hours and hours of shit just to get 90 minutes.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. So
he's sitting there in the park,
and then like all of a sudden, you see fucking Yosef walk up in the wolf mask. Or no,
he didn't. He walked up. He didn't have the mask on when he walked up. He put it on after he walked up.
Yes, like, and he's like 3 feet behind him.
Right.
And then like you see the axe.
Well, he drops the axe on his side, and you can see the head of the axe come out, and it is a little bit dramatic, but it's
here's the thing.
Stupid.
You hear, like, it's a fall day. It's in the fall.
Yes.
You would hear somebody walking up behind you.
Well,
crackling leaves.
Yeah, especially if you are genuinely worried that this guy's going to do you harm.
Yeah, or that
like
he's nuts.
I would think like if you were here's the thing. This is why that last scene. First of all, the last scene sucked. To continue the last scene, right?
So like
he's a serial killer.
He takes the axe.
Spoiler.
And he just like once
right
in the head,
back of the head,
right on the top of the in the crown,
right.
And then he just walks away.
And he walks away,
and then he ends up with grabbing the camera out of the car,
grabbing the tape, and
then he screams.
Screams into the video to one more jump scare to scare you.
Woogie boogie.
And then, of course, the very last scene is him putting the videotape away, and
there's just a shelf upon
mountain of tapes with names on them.
Which
of people
that was like pretty cool. I thought
that was a cool ending.
You know that he's been doing this forever and ever.
I didn't want him to be a serial killer, though. I didn't want him to really be a killer. I wanted him to just be some fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
but
what I wanted was Aaron to finally have enough and throw his ass in the lake.
Yeah, that actually would have worked.
Then they could have just called it bully.
To go back to, though, this scene in the park. Again, it makes no fucking sense. Because you're scared enough of this guy, or you're at least nervous enough about meeting this guy, that you set up a video camera.
Why didn't he bring somebody with him?
Well, bring somebody with you to sit in the car and watch this thing, or at a minimum, don't sit with your back to the entire park. You would have thought, if he's that nervous to put a video camera on him, he's going to be on edge. He's going to hear everything. Every fucking bird, every squirrel is going to be oh shit, what was that? Oh, is that him?
Well, you know what? Here.
But it's not.
This is what I'm thinking was wrong with Aaron. That night when he was sleeping and he heard the shit hit the house, he twisted his neck, right? But he didn't have any hot packs or ice or Bengay, so he had a pulled muscle in his neck. And he threw his back out. He threw his back out somehow, so he wasn't able to like really turn his back. You know, he couldn't swivel his core to like hear whatever. And he was also half deaf. That's the only way that ending works.
Yeah, it doesn't. It didn't make any sense. It was just weird. It was there only because you had to make Yosef a serial killer. It was there because the script made Yosef a serial killer.
Yeah.
But there were better ways to do that. There were better ways to have Yosef kill him. There were better ways to end that than that stupid scene in the park.
Ugh.
You know, it's just, I know, I hear you. I hear you. Like I said, for me, I thought it wasn't, most of what I've said is probably criticism and people think it would probably be critical, but I didn't think it was as bad. I didn't think it was as bad as you think it is. I thought it was okay. I thought it was an okay movie. I thought it was pretty weird and fucking creepy.
Like,
for sure.
It was weird. I didn't think it was creepy. I didn't really feel there was any real tension.
Okay.
Like, I didn't feel like, oh, I'm scared of this guy. There was no real true, like, what the fuck? This guy is like a fucking psycho and he's stalking me. Like, oh, he left a DVD on my windowsill.
That's why the end, though, I think came as such a surprise because, like you said, it was only a very small part of me. Like when I was going through this movie and watching, and like I said, the anxious creepiness, uncomfortableness of what is going to happen throughout this movie. Of all the scenarios in my head, very few of them were Yosef is a fucking serial killer.
Yeah. See, but
most of them were just...
One of the creepiest movies that I've seen in the last 5 years was Split. That was a creepy movie.
That's not fair, though. That's Shyamalan.
No, but nonetheless... Like Shyamalan, dude, he had a dry run for a long fucking time before.
He had a couple of stinkers.
He had more than a couple stinkers.
Well, he had Lady in the Water for sure was a fucking stinker, and then he had the one Village. With Will Smith's kid. I thought The Village was great.
Oh yeah, the not Ready Player One, the After Earth, the Scientology movie,
whatever, yeah.
And then he also did the Airbender movie, which was fucking awful.
Which sucked. I thought The Village was great though, but it may be because I was raised Catholic. So.
Oh, look, it's 1987 and they're pretending like it's 1843. Fuck The Village. That movie sucked balls.
I loved The Village. But I agree with you on Split. I think Split was...
That played the creep factor.
Holy shit.
That was creepy.
That's one of my favorite Shyamalan movies, for sure. It's right up there with Unbreakable. I think
absolutely.
It's better than Sixth Sense, in my opinion.
Yeah. That was a creepy movie. And then you find out that he was actually a monster truly at the very end.
Yeah,
like he transforms.
We just spoiled that.
Whatever. That movie's been out for 2 years.
That's been out for a long time. You better have watched that by now.
So yeah.
If you're listening to this.
Like if you want to watch a creepy movie, that's a creepy movie to watch. Just to watch McAvoy go between like personalities and shit.
And he's so good at it. So
Yeah.
good at it. He makes Duplass look like a fucking amateur. He makes Duplass look like he's fucking doing dinner theater, man.
Seriously.
Poof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, so if you want creepy, or a creep of a character, like, McAvoy had it in spades.
Yeah.
And I know it's not fair to compare, like, because obviously Shyamalan had a fucking budget. This movie, Creep, was filmed for $17.95 and a box of crackers. You know, like...
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I liked it more than you did.
Yeah.
I did. I don't think it's, like I said, it's like 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes.
There's
no fucking way this is 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know how many movies are 92 or better. I think this is 92 or 93. I don't know how many movies on Rotten Tomatoes are that high.
I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes.
I actually like the IMDb ratings better.
Yeah.
In IMDb, and this is a 6.3. I know early on I said that was a little low, but... Now that you're
talking to me and realizing
now
how
that I'm
much
thinking
this
about
movie
it more
sucked.
and I'm going through it in my head a little bit more, I'm probably thinking 6.3 is probably fair. Maybe somewhere around 6.5 is probably fair.
Yeah.
I think that's only because, again, I was uncomfortable through the whole movie.
Yeah, and I was just bored. Like, literally, honestly, the first time I watched it, I fell asleep. Like, I literally fell asleep. And that's not because I was tired and I was watching it in the middle of the day. It was because I was fucking bored, and I ended up having to just watch the last 35 minutes of it a couple days ago because I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I knew we were going to have to talk about it. I'm like, I at least have to see how it ends.
I did not watch this on the train. I actually watched it at home, and I I did shut it off about halfway through, but more because I just felt I had that like, oh God, I feel so bad for him. I feel uncomfortable, and just I don't want to keep watching this because it wasn't because I was bored with it or anything. I really had that like, this is uncomfortable to watch type of feeling.
But there are way better movies with uncomfortable characters that are creepier than this.
Oh, I agree. I believe me, I agree with you. But I think from that standpoint, I think it delivered, and at least a little bit. You know.
So the ratings here. What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna
fuck yeah or fuck this.
Well, we know what your movie's gonna. We know what your rating's gonna be. I don't think I could say fuck yeah or fuck this. I think if I had to say one of those two, I would say fuck yeah, only because I think it does deliver on the. I just feel. I feel gross watching this. I think it does deliver on that a little bit. It is such a huge cult movie. It's 90-something%. It gets. People love it. People talk about it all the time.
This is the first I'd ever heard of it when you suggested it.
I hear people. I've heard other people talk about it all the time. I heard whose fucking podcast was it that I was listening to that with the Duplass interview, and he was talking. Oh, it was Rogan.
Was it?
And Rogan was saying Creep was one of the creepiest, weirdest movies he's ever seen. I think it was Rogan. So I would say it's got to be a fuck yeah, just from that, because you have to be able to say you saw it, and it does deliver a little bit on the creepy factor.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fuck this. It was fuck this movie. It was bullshit. Yeah. Like it was like I just didn't. I didn't enjoy it. I don't like found footage movies. I don't like the way and even found footage movies to the effect of even Chronicle, which was a semi-found footage.
Found footage, yeah.
If you're mixing the medium, that's cool. Because then that would make sense. Oh, look, it's a movie, and guess what? We found footage within this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just not it wasn't creepy enough for me. It was almost predictable. Yeah. I hated the way that it was shot. A lot of shit made no sense whatsoever. And really, the thing that killed it for me the most was that, when Duplass just looks in the camera and goes, "Rah!"
And he does the fucking
really
the thing, yeah. I know, that bugs me.
Ugh.
Yeah, I hear you. There's a lot of things wrong with it. A lot. That's why I don't. The 90-something. If you're watching this and you're expecting some cinematic genius, no.
And you know what? Actually, here's the thing. For any of these movies that we review, I want you guys to reach out to us. Tell us what you think of these movies. You can reach out to us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/popgoulash. You can hit us up on Twitter at popgoulash. You can hit me up on Instagram at pop_goulash_podcast, because I actually I changed it. And then I'm actually going to give out the old
the Pop Goulash
phone number, which I haven't given out in a long time. Oh, I don't want to sign in. I already signed in, bitch. Uh-oh. But it's oh, come on, don't activate. I should have done this earlier. This isn't getting edited out, just so you know.
Don't edit shit.
No, I don't edit a goddamn thing.
By the way, we're drinking what is this? Cherry Stout. Bell's Cherry Stout, 30th anniversary Cherry Stout Reserve. It's actually very good. It's really heavy, and it's very cherry.
Yeah, it's very, very much so.
And it's 9%. But it's good. It's worth drinking. I'm just trying to kill time while you're looking shit up.
Yeah. I'll drop it in.
Comstock, Michigan.
But yeah, just listen at the beginning of the episode. I'll make sure to drop in the phone number. But we'd like to hear your guys'...
Well, if they're listening now, they listened at the beginning.
Yeah, so, yeah.
That's how that works.
Right. So, yeah, we'd like to hear from you. Let us know what you think of these movies. Yeah. We'd like to... And we'll play your voicemails on air. I think it's a 224 number.
It is a 224 number.
It is a 224 number.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Tom would like to hear your guys' thoughts.
Absolutely, yeah.
We'll play your voicemails on the air, and we'll get this shit going. And if you guys have any suggestions for movies for us, we'd like to hear your suggestions too, because Tom and I are probably going to run out of movies to suggest to each other.
There's no fucking way.
But still, But
still, that's why this whole thing started, and we talked about that. This whole thing started as watching movies and bullshitting about them.
Right.
So I don't want to just bullshit with you. I bullshit with you a lot.
Right. So, yeah, and join in on the fun, man. So yeah, but yeah, you can also reach us at. Hold on, it's not.
You're gonna find it now, right? 224 Blow Me One.
Yes.
No, that's not.
Blow
that's
Me One
not
Kenobi.
It. Don't call that.
All right.
I mean, you could, but that's not us.
Oh,
it's not.
That's my phone number here. Excellent. I found it. Yay! All right, the number is 224-325-4235. That is 224-325-4235. You can also reach us at popgoulash42@gmail.com. So please, like to hear from you guys. Suggest some stuff for us. So the phone lines are open.
And now we're going to take calls. No, we're not
going to take calls. I am Argyle Argyle Cobain, and you are listening to NPR. But yeah, so for next
What's
week...
What's next? You got something, right?
Yeah, I got something awesome. It's a movie that's a Netflix original, and it's called Extinction, featuring Michael Pena.
Michael Pena and Lizzie.
Lizzie Borden with an X.
Not Lizzie Borden with an X. Lizzie Kaplan.
Yes. Yes.
Lizzie Kaplan with the great, big, beautiful eyes.
Yes. So that is a Netflix original. So next time you'll hear our voices, we will be speaking about this one. For Netflix and Chill this week, I'm Reuben.
I'm Tom.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Leave Brittany alone.
It's Brittany, bitch.
It's Brittany, bitch.